The lineup of fights has been simply terrific. Not only what we have seen already in these 2 short weeks, but also what is coming up in the future. Tonight, Mick, you've got one of the big boys in here.
We have the biggest fellows in the business tonight. The number 2 guy in the world, you're looking at him now, that's George Foreman from Oakland, California. He boasts of 34 knockouts in his brief career as a professional. Former gold medal winner, an Olympic heavyweight champion. A fine prospect. Many feel that he'll become the next heavyweight champion of the world.
Well, certainly, George Foreman is one of the men who is most anxious to get a shot at that heavyweight title, and his record will, without question, one day lead him right there, because there's no question about it. If you're a heavyweight, if you're high-ranked as he is, you most certainly have got to be afforded that opportunity. Ted Gullick, his opponent tonight, in the corner. Mickey, how about a little background on Ted?
Teddy Gullick also boasts of a fine knockout record. He won his first 13 fights as a professional by knockouts.
What's his best punch?
His best punch is a left hook. However, he's a very good right-hand puncher. He hails from Cleveland, Ohio. He was a former Golden Glove champion before entering the pro ranks.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you boxing fans, but I remember some great fighters coming out of that Cleveland area, and if Ted Gullick is any part of that particular tradition, he ought to give George Foreman some kind of a busy evening tonight. Well, we'll be right back with all the action in this heavyweight encounter for you after we take this time out for this message. Why the city of Los Angeles is the boxing capital. The folks are here to see great boxing, and that's exactly what they're going to see. All right, let's go up to Stan Brown.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. We have here tonight from Mexico, fine bantamweight, Ameo Anaya. We have the number 5 bantamweight in the world out of Mexico, Formoso Gomez. And the hardest-hitting bantamweight from Mexico, Julio Guerrero. The former featherweight champion of the world, now fighting as a lightweight out of Mexico, Sugar Ramos. Let's hear it for that big heavyweight, Roby Harris. Ladies and gentlemen, the former welterweight champion in the state of California, Irish Gil King. Ladies and gentlemen, the current heavyweight champion from Argentina, Eduardo Corletti. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 2 light heavyweight in the world, undefeated in 35 professional fights, Irish Mike Query. And we have here tonight in the ring, the number 2 heavyweight contender in the world, Irish Jerry Query. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Forum Boxing Incorporated, in association with George Parnassus, Don Frazier, Director of Boxing, presents tonight's program, which is under the supervision of the California State Athletic Commission. Your physician at ringside is Dr. Jack Useem. Your timekeeper and counting at the knockdowns, Cliff Gause. Dick Young will be your referee for the main event. Judges at ringside, Larry Rosadilla, Eddie Fierro. Your ringside TV commentators, Tom Harmon and matchmaker, Mickey Davey. We're ready to go now with our main event here tonight, featuring heavyweights, scheduled to go 10 rounds. On my right, in black trunks, from Cleveland, Ohio, weighing 194 pounds, the hard-punching Ted Gullick. And And on my left in red trunks, from Hayward, California, leading heavyweight contender in the world, undefeated in 34 fights, 31 wins by knockout, weighing 221.5 pounds, George Foreman. Your referee, Dick Young.
Where's his mouthpiece? All right, let's see your mouthpiece, George. George, your mouthpiece. Hey, where's your mouthpiece?
I'll get it.
Oh, all right, get it. All right, now, fellas, you're going 10 rounds in here. You know the rules. You know what's permitted and what isn't. I want you to fight accordingly. You keep your punches up when you go for the body. Don't hold with one hand and hit with the free hand. I'll give you the opportunity to fight out of every clinch, but whatever you're doing when I say break, you both stop it and you step back cleanly. Protect yourselves when you do. Now, in the event of a knockdown, the man down must take 8. Okay? You use Vaseline, but go light on it. All right, shake hands. Good luck to both of you. Let's go.
All right, the big boys, George Foreman in the red trunks, Ted Gullick in the black. Both the big men, a lot of power, a lot of punching, and anything can happen with one shot. Foreman a stand-up, straightaway heavyweight. Keeping those hands out in front of him. 220 pounds, you know the power is there. And Gullick, not very much behind him. 215. Foreman using a very stiff left jab and crossing it, combining it with an uppercut.
Come on, kid.
Some stiff left jabbing, a big right cross by Gullick that time. Foreman using his hands out in front of him defensively, and Gullick connects with a big right cross. Foreman shooting that left jab out there, and that hits like a piston. Wow.
Get out first, George. Get out first.
Gullick in with a good left and right combination. None of the punches so far, although they've had a lot of power, seem to be affecting either fighter, which must be a good indication that they're both in fine shape. However, when you get with the big guys like this, it only takes one in the right spot. Left hook by Gullick. Foreman's style is unusual, Mickey. We'll get into that when we get a little bit more time. The seconds running out here in round one. George Foreman in the red trunks coming out of his corner. Ted Gullick in the black trunks, his opponent tonight. These are the big boys, the heavyweights. Foreman's style, Mickey, of carrying his hands out in front of him like that seemed to be a very good defense for him. He catches a lot of punches on those forearms.
I noticed the referee, Dick Young, going to the corner of Foreman between rounds to warn him about one thing or the other, possibly the fact that he could have been punching with an open glove. We have no way of really knowing.
Foreman so far has been using that left jab. Gullick has been trying to hook him, caught him a couple of times. Not any of the really big ones. Foreman really coming in with the left hook that time. Gullick with a good right. Foreman trying to push Gullick away. Dick Young tells the boys to break. Left-right combination by Foreman. The left to the jaw and the right to the heart.
A slight puffiness under the left eye of Foreman.
Foreman unloads a roundhouse to the kidneys. Gullick is catching those left hands on his glove, but that right caught his chin. Two left hooks. The second one was right on target. And it's all over. A 10 count on two straight left hooks. We'll have an opportunity to run that back for you in slow-mo. George Foreman, a second-round knockout over Ted Gullick. And according to the unofficial time, we're 2 minutes and 28 seconds into the second round. Two real good left hooks, both of which connected. Stan Brown moving around the ring now, picking up the official scorecards from the judges. Give them an opportunity to make it official, and here is Stan with the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. The winner on a knockout, 2:28 into round two, still undefeated, George Foreman.
We'll be back to talk to the winner, George Foreman, after this word. All right, let's go up to the corner now for Mickey and his conversation with George Foreman.
Thank you, Tom. Ladies and gentlemen, we're in the winner's circle here at the Fabulous Forum in Los Angeles, California. With us, I think that's knockout number 35, George?
32.
32, okay.
35 fights.
35 fights, 32 knockouts, which is a pretty fair country record. George, we noticed between the first and second round, referee Dick Young paid a trip to your corner and was saying something to you and as well as Dick Sadler and Johnny Smith. What was he telling you?
No, he was only mentioning it to me. It was about something he don't know of parrying a punch, being able to stop a punch before they are delivered. And he thought, well, no, he was just, commenting about it. Making a comment about it, and, he wasn't understanding. And then he asked Dick about it, and then it was all understood, understanding.
I thought perhaps he was warning you about possibly hitting with an open glove, but I guess that wasn't the case. We're looking at the action in the second round in which the fight was halted in your favor by a knockout.
All the punches that I'll knock over my hand, this is what he was trying to check on.
Stop the punches before they get going. There's four types of punches. There's parry, you slip, you roll, and your counter. So when you take the hands, and with the hands open, you parry punches, stop them before they go. See, he's just reaching out and touching them on the
That's
arm.
an old Jack Johnson trick, is it not, Dick?
Right, yeah, that's what it is. An old one of them, he was famous for that, and I imagine to see George just stopping the punches out there before he starts them.
Which I know Foreman wasn't around in those days, but you certainly were.
Look out, Mickey, I don't play that. Look, now, you ain't laughed all week, and as soon as you said how old it was, George laughed. It was a good match, and the boy's game, and he's dangerous.
That was the punch that led to the knockout.
I like that move. You moved to the right and fired the left hook, and it landed in the body. Excellent punch. George, he nailed you with a couple of pretty fair left hooks and one or two right hands. Did it bother you at all?
The guy's a good left hook, and I think we're fighting guys with those kind of left hooks in order to prepare ourselves if we're fortunate to fight Joe Frazier for the title. And as you'll see, he's a little man who's doing a little Joe Frazier tactics, and I'm really trying my best to beat him, but yet I'm trying to get some little schooling, and we're both out there trying to beat each other, and we both are picking up a lot tonight. I think those body shots hurt a little too.
There's no question about it, and especially that you wrapped him in the kidney with that right hand a couple of times.
Left hook that led to the knockout right there.
Dick Sadler, were you surprised to see Teddy Gullick use that wraparound style, something that the old mongoose Archie Moore used to do when you were handling him?
Very, he's pretty adept at it too. Everyone tries it, but Gullick does a pretty good job of it. And he's elusive guy, and he's dangerous. You see, he comes out of nowhere with a wild left hook, and if you're not on your toes, so.
Good left hook, that was right hand.
The right hand was a little high, was it not?
Yeah, a little long. It was a little too far out away from him, reaching a little too. That's the one that done it there. Yeah, that second one knocked him, but the first one,
the second,
he was hurt.
Okay, now, gentlemen, we're going to take a peek at it in slow motion. George, you can see.
A good left hook that kind of hurts him, and then I'll follow up quickly.
Now, see his hands there, about what you were speaking of. You can notice that too, and see how George just reach out there and touch him. Just open his hand, just to put his hands on him and touch him.
Actually push him off balance with the right hand and fired the left hook.
Right. See the guys.
And he slipped that right hand and went underneath the left hook by Gullick.
Right. That's what we try to figure, and keep him off balance as much as I'm getting set, pulling around him, dancing around him, moving around him.
Good left hook.
All right, Richard, another knockout tonight. What do you have? What does the future look like for George Foreman?
Our immediate future is to go up to Oakland and fight for the Special Olympics in June, on the 24th of this month in Oakland, California, against the Miguel Paz, P-A-E-Z, from Buenos Aires.
Yeah, he's a pretty fair fighter from the Argentine.
He is, and he has a technical win over Bonavina from there. And so we look to have a good fight, and we're hopeful that we'll be successful and continue to try and get a fight with Joe Frazier.
There was the left hook, George. And once again, that's the second hook. I hear Johnny Smith, the former state middleweight king, in the background speaking to George Foreman about the right hand. You know, not too many guys can fire with a right hand like Johnny Smith.
No, Johnny Smith, and his record stands for itself, and everybody knows.
It's a compliment to have him in the ring with us tonight in the corner.
It's nice to see old Leslie Gain. It's been a long time. Long sideburns and a whole bit. Gentlemen, thank you very much. And again, congratulations, George, to you.
Appreciate that.
Richard Sadler, thank you. And to you, Johnny Smith, see you around, okay? All right. Please stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Harmon will be back with an important guest right after this.